Listen, it's Wednesday night.
Listen,
It's
man.
summertime. 4th of July is this weekend. So let's just have some fun. This is episode 38.
Summertime.
And as, of course, John Watson trying to do the vocalist right there. This is episode 38 of the Sports for You Wrestling Podcast. Last seen Sweet
Uh,
16. That's main event, John Watson. I am Trail the OCC, and today we're here to talk about what happened. Night of Champions, Monday Night Raw. It was a lot of chaos, a lot of mayhem. Speaking of mayhem, I think it's time to cause a little mayhem tonight. The person that's here that's gonna be joining us, she's a
yeah.
West Coast legend in her own right. Currently a Texan. She's if you pay attention to her social media, she's been a heavy advocate for everything that's been going on as far as immigration and all that stuff. So she's been out there supporting the people, supporting the brand, supporting the culture. And she's the little sister of ours, ladies and gentlemen. Minx Mayhem is back. What up,
Happy
kid?
to be here. Always happy to come kick it with y'all.
Hey, no,
East side.
hey,
East side.
it's always up to no good when you with the Cali boys, as some people say. What's up, Faith? Um,
Thank you. Good.
so we live. The comments is live. Our admin is in the building, not sharing her food, but that's okay because I didn't want none anyway. Uh, but before we kick off this show, we here at Sports Heroes would like to send some well wishes to a guy who's been a workaholic, the workhorse of WWE, who is so good at what he does that he's playing two different characters at the same time. And that is one, Chad Gable, who successively went through shoulder surgery uh, on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So prayers up to Chad Gable. Wish him a speedy recovery and hope to see him in January for the Royal Rumble, if not sooner rather than later. And one time for the good time, thank you. Or in some,
Woo!
or in some people's cases, gracias.
Gotcha.
All right, let's get this thing started. So, Night of Champions was this past weekend. Migs, what did you give this grade of Night of Champions, and how did you like the PLE overall?
Didn't care for it. I personally didn't care for it because it was in Saudi and with everything going on with freaking Orange Face in the White House, like I was like more concerned about the wrestlers and their well being, and that I felt like they should have canceled it. But you know, it's a
I
money
agree.
thing. It's a money thing, and it unfortunately that didn't happen. Like I didn't watch it that day because I wasn't like super excited. But overall, like I felt like SmackDown was like way better than the whole damn PLE.
But SmackDown was in Saudi too.
Yeah, that's true. I should say that. like, like I felt like SmackDown was better than the PLE, and that was only because CM Punk looked so damn white. He just looked like one of those white dudes trying to be black, and it was just funny
Mm.
to me.
Mm.
Like I don't know. He looked like some other dude on another podcast that's white with a hat, like, and I was clowning on him the whole time. Like,
There you go. Have me thinking of the name of that podcast.
I'll tell you later. I'll message it to you.
Because once I see it, I'm not gonna be able to unsee it. Yeah, CM Punk kind of remind me of 22 Jump Street.
Yeah.
Like he was trying to fit in, but for him to memorize all them rhymes and that was incredible. We all know Cena probably wrote those lines for him. That's cool. No one cares about that. But the fact he was able to remember all of that in succession, I gotta give it to Punk, man. That was dope. That
I
was
mean, for me, it was great. I mean, the segment was great, but I felt like he slipped up a couple times by stuttering, and
Oh
that's
yeah, yeah.
that's what kind of killed it. I'm like, bro,
I mean, rapping isn't his forte, so
yeah,
you got to cut him a little slack. I mean, Uncle Phil, he came what he needed to do. Speaking of getting the job done, we had the King of the Ring quarterfinal, not the quarterfinals, the finals, and that was Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. And at the end of the match, Randy Orton kind of did himself dirty. I mean, he was going for the punt, didn't do it. He snapped out of it, which all the Saudi fans wanted him to kick Cody's head in, which I thought that was kind of messed up. But anyway, he didn't do it. Then he went to the turnbuckle, undid the turnbuckle, and then he ate that to the ribs. And pretty much Cody Rhodes capitalized on it. So basically, he learned from the master of Legacy, and now he is on his way to SummerSlam to challenge John Cena for the WWE Championship as the King of the Ring. So, is this the seed Minx that's going to be planted for that eventual Randy heel turn?
yeah. I feel like Cody has a lot of people that were in his corner, so on and so forth. But like
Mm-hmm.
him trying to get the title back, he's just burning friend bridges. So I feel like a lot of the friend wrestlers are gonna like turn their back on him and trying to go after him instead, which means he might not even win the title because um, this might start a feud with Randy Orton. So you know how Randy does it when he
Mm-hmm.
likes to go out and interfere in matches. So that's like a big if. And everybody's talking about. Well, I know I am. I'm waiting for Cody to crash out, and we need crash out Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course, people on the podcast are like, we're never gonna get a heel Cody. We're never gonna get it, but you never know. I mean, WWE's throwing shit left and right. You don't know which way is up, so who knows?
Yeah, that's true because even Cody came out. He said this whole heel Cody stuff came up in the IWC. No one in WWE has approached him about turning heel, but he did in the quote with the famous three words of "never say never." So we can hold our breath. This is one of those eventually we gonna get. But if WWE realizes that Cody is their cash cow, they don't want to ruin that with the kids because but at the same time, f them kids, because them shirts are still gonna fly, still gonna sell anyway. Especially if he's Homelander Cody. You know how many
Yeah,
adults, teenage women, girls, grown women's gonna buy some Cody jerseys. If this man crashes out.
I'm buying a shirt if he crashes out.
Yep, because we can get in that real nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
John, your thoughts on King Cody Rhodes? Cody Rhodes is Lena in here. Where's Lena at? Oh, there she is. Cody
Rhodes,
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes. Hey, look, man, it was a good match. I mean, good way to kick off. It was good. What a good we watched. It was a
Put
good
that face
20,
up there.
30-minute match, and you could tell that both of them were the minds were playing tricks on both of them during the match. Like, especially when Randy was thinking about Cody or not, and then he had to then obviously see how match Randy pretty much getting in his own head, go and get the chair, had to referee take he goes try to pull turnover, which is the 2000 late running, getting a nice rib shot from the turnbuckle, and that allowed Cody hit that crossroads. So now I think we're going to end up getting Cena Cody too, because like I said, when we talk about the main event later, this is going to be the remix to all of Cena's greatest hits that we've been getting from this farewell tour.
Yeah, and it looks like Cody's gonna be the first one to hit that remix because if Orton does in fact turn heel, we're not getting Orton and Cena again. So the fact that we getting this at SummerSlam, I
Right.
could see Orton maybe costing Cody. Maybe R-Truth can come in there once again and screw Cody over by accident, try and get to Cena. I mean, then again, he's gonna be having his hands filled with Aleister Black, which is a whole nother topic in that point. But shout out to Uncle Ron. Um, but I'm interested to see how that goes. But as far as Cena and Cody goes, this is gonna be a good SummerSlam. Y'all think it's gonna be night one or night two?
Night two
Definitely
probably.
night two.
Hmm.
Definitely night two.
Well, I can see it. Um, so that means if Roman's back before then, he's gonna be night one. Can't wait, dude! I can't wait for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
SummerSlam is gonna be two
The
nights,
rumors are out there.
and they said it's gonna be sooner rather than later. So we already in July, so we should expect the Tribal Chief at any moment. So shout out to Lena who keep putting up the bat signal every episode. We on wanting Roman Reigns to come back, and so hopefully that's one of the prayers he does listens to, and not the one that you know happened at Night of Champions where she wanted Cody to lose. She prayed on that, and well, he's like, I don't like ugly, so there's that. Gacho, what's up with it? But we're gonna go from that
What up, Josh?
to another finals, and this was the Queen of the Ring finals, where Jade Cargill took on the Empress of Tomorrow, the legendary Asuka. And all I expected was Jade to just keep up, because Asuka was gonna bring it. She always does. This is literally her second match back or second appearance back in the company. So I knew she wasn't winning it because eventually Io or Rhea is on the horizon down the line for a women's championship. So, but Jay held her own, and she held her own so well that she became the queen of the ring. So Minx, what is your reaction or thoughts? Even though you did say you didn't really care for the pay per view, but what was your personal reaction to Jay Cargill pretty much becoming the dominant force in WWE by becoming the queen?
Um, I didn't have no issue with it. I mean, it's obvious that it was gonna go to Jade because Asuka just got back.
Mm.
But there was a lot of opportunity in Asuka winning and a lot of feuds that could have been brought up. But I think Jade was the right route to go. Like, even though she was getting so much hate, and I hated that for her because they were literally booing her out there, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
She's one of the most dominant, like, not, I would say she's becoming one of the most dominant in WWE. And, like, the disrespect, dude, I was like, what? And then I've also noticed like a couple of the IWC videos. Oh, Jade didn't deserve it. I'm like, dude, y'all need. That's why the wrestlers hate the IWC because they're
Mm-hmm.
never happy. They're never happy. Like they were going so hard. Um, they were going so hard. Jade needs a push, and Naomi needs a push, and Bianca needs a push. But when they get the push, then everybody hates them. So that
Yeah.
makes no sense. Like, make up your damn mind. That's why everybody hates us, bro.
Yeah, and it's like all those same people who were calling out Triple H for not having enough black representation, not pushing the black women in the WWE, and when you push them, now it's like, oh, you're shoving it down our throats, or oh,
Yeah.
she doesn't deserve it. It's like the word fickle gets thrown around a lot, and rightfully so, because and she was like, Jay did not care because she was walking to the back with her crying. People were saying boo. She was like, boo your mama. So, and then she, yeah,
That was
and
funny.
we
Wow, with it.
she was pretty much saying in a quote that if this was somebody else who makes mistakes, they would have like let them off easy, like, oh, she's all right, she's cool, she'll get better. But the fact that it's me, like, there's a problem. And she's already walking around with like a chip on her shoulder and the weight of her family, her culture on her shoulder, let alone the culture judging her. So it's crazy, man. People need to get a life.
They
But
they did the same thing with Jay Uso. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, Jay needs to win. Jay needs to win." He won, and
bro,
then
why is he there? He's not even the real
yeah,
champion. He's a
and then
mid
it was
card.
consistent bitching, like consistent. Oh, he only had 5 moves. Oh, the only thing he has is the gi.
That
Oh,
fool look
he
good.
does this. Like, make up your goddamn mind, bro, because you guys are like. And then the recent like the reason I don't post about wrestling or anything is because every time I try to show some love to one wrestler, there's always some asshole out there like, "Boo, your wrestler sucks." Like, did anybody ask you? This is my
That
opinion, bro.
that's if you're gonna go out of your way just to comment that person sucks, it's
Yeah,
like, what are we doing here? Well, we gonna get to man when John gets to the
Pretty much
gets
what
to
necessary. The
the
keyboard.
when John gets to the closing segment, he got a few things to say
Mm-hmm.
about the IWC. So stay tuned to that. John, your thoughts on Queen Cargill?
On Queen Cargill, Queen Jade. Uh, it was a dope. Look, it wasn't look. I wasn't expecting a dope match, but like it was kind of like what you kept saying all from me Friday, and I'll see
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Can Jay keep up with Oscar? That was
Mm-hmm.
gonna be the main question.
Yep.
Oscar carried that match, and Jay showed her appreciation after it with the tweet she posted. I decent match. I think it was a win. I know some people, well, we don't idea, but like we've been saying, you don't need the Queen of the Ring tournament to tell the story between Oscar and Io. It writes itself. Lena will gladly analyze it in the comments. You don't.
Yeah, that is true. But this is what a typical this is what a
Not the theory.
typical I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is what a typical IWC fan looks like. You know,
Yeah, these
like this dweeb right here. It's just like a
yeah.
sitting at home, ain't got nothing to do but to hop on the keyboard or on the cell phone and just start rambling about stuff that don't concern them.
Get a
Like they make the money to booking the way they want, and they're not getting what they want. They're not really happy with the life they're in. So they want to pour salt grace on everybody else's life. So lesson learned, everybody: do not be like this dweeb here. Go ahead and continue, sir. Go ahead, John.
yeah. And the close on said my argument about Jade is she's deserved to be queen. We gotta pay all her and Naomi, and they're both hot right now. And it's the hottest thing smoking as the queen of the for star. So we know who Tiffany Stratton faces at Evolution, and I think she'll beat that person. And we'll depending on who it is, I think she wins, and then I think Jade beats her at SummerSlam. The caution tape will be removed in MetLife Stadium. But
I think
overall, salute to
I
Jade. Good match. Good for her to have the self-awareness to know that if you wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for Oscar.
yeah, because even Oscar, she low key was like, next time I won't go easy on you. I'm like, oop. Yeah, it was kind of obvious that she was, but evolution
Probably.
evolution's coming up, so I'm 100% betting that Tiffany will defend that championship um in Atlanta, Georgia, against who I don't know. But Jay is automatically going to SummerSlam, so she already got her title match set in stone. They are having a women's battle royal at Evolution to crown the number one contender for the championship at Clash in Paris. Now, John, I've been saying this
Mm-hmm.
for a while now.
Yes, sir.
Jade has a shot
Uh huh.
already set in stone.
Yeah.
Naomi's lurking with that briefcase. Evolution is the all women's pay per view, which more than likely every female who holds the championship will be in action in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm predicting we get this cash in Atlanta, Georgia.
Mm.
Naomi walks
I
out.
don't think she.
What happened?
Uh huh.
I think she's gonna whatever match she's gonna get cashed in on
And
between now and Atlanta.
see,
Naomi's gonna win the
I don't think.
championship.
I
Jay's gonna
think.
be like, "Here I am," and then Bianca is gonna show up, win that battle royal. So pretty much, she's guaranteed her shot in Paris. So
Oh
whatever
wow!
happens,
And we get Jade and Naomi at SummerSlam.
and whatever happens at SummerSlam is gonna carry over to Clash in Paris. And then you throw Bianca in there like, this is my shot, and then she's gonna crash out because she's gonna be like, I'm sick and tired of females getting in my business, turning this into a triple threat. And this big three is gonna bang in Paris. I'm telling you. That's how I will book it. Have Naomi screw over Jade at
I
SummerSlam.
think we get a better feeling when we see.
But I have heard rumors that Stephanie Valkyrie is a pick to win the Evolution Battle Royal. So Meeks, who you think
For what?
for the Battle Royal? Would you rather have Bianca return and win it, or would you prefer Stephanie Valkyrie to win the tournament, or you have anyone else in mind you want to see in that Battle Royal and win?
Nah, I think definitely. Shit, she's not holding the title right now, right?
Who?
Stephanie Valkyrie.
Nope.
Well, I got
Yeah,
Stephanie
you
winning.
pick
If
her.
it's Raw, I got Stephanie winning.
I was gonna pick her because technically Roxanne already got a title now with the Judgment Day, so I was gonna pick her, but Stephanie Valkyrie all the way.
And that's a funny thing you mentioned that, Minx, because I did do my math, and it's like within the first 5 months, 6 months of being on the main roster, both Roxanne and Julia already have gold around their waist. And it's only a matter of time Stephanie is going to have gold around her waist. So the NXT call up has already been proven dividends as is. So I wouldn't be surprised if Stephanie does win, and it could be Stephanie versus Io, or if the wrestling gods are listening to me, just for this one time, have Rhea Ripley beat Io and have Rhea defend against Stephanie Valkyrie in Clash in Paris for the women's championship. That will feed families and pretty much cure all guys' deficiencies at the same time. yeah, I said it.
That's facts. Cause as much as I
That's funny.
as much as I am a Rhea Ripley fan, she has motion even without a title. She doesn't need the title.
Right. Oh no, I agree. I'm not saying that put the strap on her, but if we I'm talking about booking matches, Stephanie versus Rhea.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting at. I mean, I feel like she doesn't need the title, so if she did win it from Io just for Stephanie to take it off her, I'm for it.
Yeah, but I'm like, what if Io stays undefeated and beats Rhea again, and somehow Rhea crashes out and costs Io the match against. Either way it goes, we getting to heel Rhea by the end of the summer. Either way, this woman is. Yeah, she's about to be a beast, and she's gonna take that beast out of all the way to SmackDown because I think that draft is happening. I think she's gonna be on the move to Friday nights, so we're gonna have a heel Rhea or 100% heel Rhea. I don't want to hear that she's never stop being a heel. The woman stopped being a heel when she started acting like a female. She started acting more feminine when she turns babyface. I don't want to hear that shit. Crying over Dominic and shit. Don't give me that.
Hmm.
so so anyway, moving on here. The match that was the most talked about with the most talked about ending, not the main event, but the Battle of the Bloodline, and that is Jacob Fatu and Solo Sequoia for the United States Championship, which saw the return of the infamous Bachaloa, aka Nessa's favorite Tongan, Tongaloa, who didn't botch his return, which I give him kudos for that. Kudos, sir. Kudos. He made his return, and also the official debut. I forgot what his actual new name is, but Hikuleo made his debut.
It's Tala Tonga now.
There you go, Talatonga. There you go. Thank you, Minx. Because sometimes these names I forget because they just make up these
Tonga
names all the
Tonga.
time. But since they're all related and they're all Tonga, so I guess it makes sense. So Talatonga made his debut and literally helped screw Jacob Fatu over, and now we have Solo Sikoa, the new United States champion. I said this the moment Jacob came into the business. I'm like, if it's not gonna be Roman Reigns to defeat Jacob, it has to be Solo. I don't see nobody else being the first one to put an L on Solo, and it had to been him. And the fact that it took three guys, well, four if you count JC Mateo, to beat this man. So that goes to show how tough Jacob is. And now that Solo's finally United States champion, shout out to him for finally winning some singles gold on the main roster. It took him a couple of years to do it since no one's counting this North American championship run, which was like what, a week. So the fact that he's actually has some real gold around his waist. What's next, Minks, for Jacob Fatu? Is this recruiting season? Are we gonna start seeing Jimmy come in? Is the Usos coming back? Where's Roman?
Honestly, we called this last time. It's obviously now is the beginning of the bloodline civil war. We thought we were getting it with the old bloodline and the new bloodline, but now it seems like the way they're setting it up, um, we might actually get the civil war, and because like obviously, I heard that Zilla Fatu's getting off of probation, so he might be in the WWE sometime soon. Um,
Ooh, that's it.
he just paid off the last of his restitution for his probation or his
Uh-huh.
parole or whatever. So we might be seeing him soon in the WWE. And to pair him with Jacob is like the greatest pairing. I honestly thought they were gonna give Jacob and Jimmy some kind of storyline because Jimmy needs to be somewhere. He's just floating around doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So if
I mean,
even then, maybe Roman Reigns is gonna come back and be like, I want that title off of Solo. Maybe he's gonna side with Jacob. Like, there's so many ways you can go with this. Like, literally, so many ways you can go with it.
yeah, because Zilla has been on the record. You know, he acknowledges Roman Reigns as his tribal chief. So that's all. That's already in the bag.
Well, here we go.
And but I did not know he was still on parole. So maybe WWE really is waiting for his parole to be over. Um, I wonder is his parole gonna be over by the time they go to Paris?
Mhm.
Because that'd be a good time to bring him in. Because I'm pretty sure eventually Jimmy's gonna show up. He's been around. Um, those two are gonna link up. I don't know where Jay's gonna lie in all this. I think right now he's still tied up with the whole Seth Rollins Death Row crew over there. Shout out to Nessa for that name. So I think he's gonna be tied up over there. So we're gonna need new people. So I think Jimmy's gonna fall in, and I think, like you said,
Zilla.
if they're waiting on him to get his probation stuff out the way, that's a good move. And like I said, hopefully it's over by they go to Paris because having Zilla show up, because that storyline is there for Zilla and Solo because Zilla has been calling out Solo for the past God knows how long. You know, he's ripping off his daddy's material. He's trying to be baby new Umaga when he's actually the son of Umaga. So, and I would love to see that Superman Spike, because dog, I seen that on Booker T's wrestling show. That dude hits that like so nice, better than Solo.
Like I feel like now that Jacob lost the US title, especially to Solo, and from the clips I saw, Zilla was actually watching the Night of Champions event and
hmm
he was pissed.
hmm
You can tell on his face that he did not like Tala Tonga. He did not like JC Mateo out there. He didn't like what's the other guy's name? Bachaloa. He didn't like none of them out there. Like so um he was like, "Yo, Jacob, you need that. You call me." And then I seen the other video. He paid all of his restitution off. So I'm like, dude, he's getting ready to come into the
hmm
WWE. Like
hmm
like imagine Jacob and Zilla like back in the
Oh,
day, but in WWE, like that's way too much power. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna wreck everybody and leave.
they gonna bang. And I ain't talking about gang bang. They probably gonna do that too. To be honest with you, knowing considering what Jacob said a couple weeks ago, that pretty much if you know, you know. Because I'm sure that went over everybody's head on what he said. But
Off the scale, uncut.
he's like, you know who
Remember
I
that
am.
one?
He's like, you know about me, blood. I was like, yup. I don't think WWE know what they did. John, you're talk to me, man. What your thoughts on pretty much A, Solo finally winning some real gold, and B, the direction Jacob's going after this loss?
Look, the Rocket is on him, man. The Rocket is on him. And like I said, he brought a little bit of aura to the United States title after winning at WrestleMania. But the Rocket is on Jacob. It was only gonna be a matter of time before Solo got some gold. And look, he had to have an insurance policy there somehow. And Tula Tonga was that 7-foot insurance policy that helped him get the W. And clearly, this Blood 2.0 Civil War is far from over, because obviously we saw the interaction with Jimmy and Jacob on Friday Night SmackDown in Saudi. We've seen the Zilla tweets. We see obviously they're gonna probably call Jay. Anything's possible, but this is right. But Solo getting this title and basically having his army with him to help him keep the title. Then you take a shot at your brother in the post show. Four letters, one word. Nope. I'm like, come on, man.
Flop.
Solo is finally being his true authentic self, and I'm here for it. Obviously, all the impressions he does, and let's see him have a decent title run. And obviously, let's not so forget Tama Tonga is somewhere lurking in the wings once he gets healthy, because this new Solo bloodline is not going anywhere no time soon.
No, it's not. And that pretty much, and obviously Tom Tonga is not going to go with Jacob. That he got two brothers on the other side. He ain't doing that. So I said this before. The Tongans, they're going to stay loyal to Solo because Solo brought them in. So they're not gonna bite the hand that fed them. And I actually missed Tamatonga because I just missed it. That was taking off. Everywhere you went, the fans were doing it. So this the little things that these Tongans are known for that are hilarious. From him barking to the other one botching. It's awesome stuff with those guys. I love those guys.
I mean, on the Solo front, I used to hate Solo walking around looking like Suge Knight. Didn't do shit, didn't win shit. But
Yeah.
he's really grown on me. Like he's becoming, like John said, like he's becoming more of himself, and he's developing his character, and like I'm for it. He's starting to grow on me a
He's
little
an
bit.
Uso. He's an Uso. He's acting like an Uso now.
Yeah.
He went from no speaky English to now it's like he can be serious with that drop of a dime. Dude is hilarious
Like,
because
it's crazy that WWE held may wanted him to be the enforcer who just stood back and didn't say shit when they
he's
could have
learning.
given him the mic and he could have did great.
Yeah, but sometimes it's good to sit back and watch, Big Cousin, learn from Big Cuz, learn from his brothers, learn from, Paul Heyman, soak all that in. So when your time comes, they're gonna give you the mic, and he has to back it up. And when Roman went down at, Mania 41, it was his time to shine, and he did just that. So it was getting a little bit old at first, but now it's like he's throwing in the seriousness with the funny, and he's finding a way to balance that out. So he's like an overall, superstar now. And John would tell you, Nessa would tell you, I would tell you, he had us dying at Money in the Bank when he was imitating everybody in the Money in the Bank match. The dude is hilarious,
Oh my god.
and to let him
Oh
be
my god.
him, it's insane. Johnny, got anything else you want to add before we move it along? Subdale me. Pause. I think.
And I mean, I go back 2 years from when me and you went to our first Wildland Mania out here in LA, and obviously the Usos were getting interviewed on the Ringer podcast, and he
dope ass night.
and he kayfabed the whole night.
Mm-hmm.
And they was trying to get him to break. They was like trying because Emilio Sparks, the host, he was trying to see if Solo would break for a chip. I give you a chip. It was like everyone started chanting tribal chip, see if he would break. And Solo just stone face the whole night. He ate the chip, but he didn't break character. So it was in there. It was just once Roman on, it was time for him to finally show what he truly is. Because obviously Roman has this aura that encapsulates the whole room. And obviously Jay has been able to show his aura in spite of Roman's greatness. And now it took Solo to do it with Roman being away for us to see that he can truly have some character personality.
Yeah, I agree. But speaking of showing character, speaking of someone showing what they really had inside, this here, I was waiting for this to happen. I wanted this to happen. The actual feud, and that is Rhea Ripley and the real Raquel Rodriguez, aka Big Mommy Cool, aka Raquel Gonzalez, which she should have kept, by the way, but I get the double R. Yes, Raquel lost, but man, that street fight was brutal. I mean, shout out to little Roxanne, little sis of Judgment Day, literally, age wise and figuratively, pulling up, helping Raquel out. But Raquel and Rhea, they went to war, and it's always good to have those best of friends, bitter enemy feuds because they bring out one of the best matches. Just as Kevin Nash and Shawn, they've done it. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they brought out the best matches in each other. And Rhea and Raquel, when they're really given the green light to go, those girls delivered. And I'm actually proud of Raquel, and hopefully she can continue on to exert that dominance alongside Raquel, as Nessa calls them. What is it, the Tahanas? Yeah, okay, the Tahanas. So that's that's an unofficial tag team name, but if you guys like it, you can at La Madrina on Twitter because she dubbed that name for anybody else. So, but moving on, I'm happy for her. So, what did you think of that match, John, between Rhea and Raquel?
I was I was happy for Raquel. I mean, I wanted her to win, but I wasn't down that she lost because she could go. Because I just wanted to see she can we finally go. She went on the table, but I was glad to just see her prove that she can go, and she did her thing. I was hoping to win, but Rhea Ripley is Rhea Ripley, and no matter who's standing in front of her, mommy's gonna show that she'll always be on top. As you see,
I
the great
hate the
mommy Mimi in
Yankees.
the house.
What's that,
Um,
Mimi?
Stuffing Roxanne in the trash can like she street and hitting that riptide off a table like it was a surfboard. Whew, man, it was my favorite match of the night. So
Yeah.
shout out to Rhea and Raquel for putting on a banger. And obviously, this clearly showed that that real wasn't getting along gonna bury you. It's only gonna uplift you.
That's true. That's true. Because she ate a lot of crow and now she's here. And this is, to me, I'm counting this as her official debut in the WWE because I've been waiting for this Raquel to show up. Um, Minx, what do you think? What did you think of the mayhem, no pun intended, that these two females, looking like the Matrix, by the way, they caused in Saudi?
I feel like, when you get two women of equal size, that the match is going to be a banger anyways. Like I stated earlier, I felt like Rhea has motion on her own. She don't need a title, and she didn't need the win. I felt like the win should have went to Raquel. She didn't win, but she put on one hell of a match, and she proved why you should put her in more matches and don't let her hold back anymore.
Hmm. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying because you got someone there that can easily up someone getting drafted. You got an easy powerhouse right there. Just let her go, man. Just
Yeah,
let her
I feel
just
like they're holding her back a little bit too much, and they're keeping her from what she can actually do. But she proved why she should be in more matches on her show.
exactly. And trust me, Raquel has support here. So Raquel, Victoria, if you're watching, hi. Um, anywho, so fast forward to Raw. Rhea comes out, saying, talking about her victory over Raquel, hoping that, the Judgment Day is behind her rearview mirror for good, which I personally don't think she was feeding with the Judgment Day. I still think she was just feeding with Raquel, but tomato, tomato. And the moment she mentioned Evolution, the women's world champion pulls up to the scene and basically told her, you can't talk about Evolution without mentioning Io Sky. Because you may call yourself mommy on top, but you're not on top without this gold. And so she, which for some odd reason, I don't know why, challenges Rhea Ripley as her opponent for Evolution to defend her Women's World Championship against, which I
Io,
don't
Io
understand why.
Sky.
Which I don't understand why, because she's beaten Rhea Ripley every single time she's been in the ring. So why are you trying to provoke this woman?
Bien pendejo.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna let that slide. Yes, that
Bien
is true.
pendejo.
Yeah, one time's enough. But yeah, it's like why
Oh
would you do
God,
that?
I forgot.
Why would
I forgot.
why
I
would you?
forgot.
Yeah, you already know. Admin's in the building. She's live and direct. Um, but it's facts though, because why would you entice this woman dangling a carrot over her face, saying, basically like a Pokemon, I choose you. So was this a smart move, Minx, on Io's part to tell her that I want to, put my talent line against you after she's already hit a clean sweep in her career over Rhea?
Hell nah. Like you're giving her another opportunity to take you out after you already beat her like uh a couple other times. Like, dude, now she just studying you, and she might win this time because now she knows what to expect. So
Hmm.
what are you doing, lady? Like you're putting your own self in a grave, but at the same time, if Rio wins, Rhea, however you pronounce it,
It's okay.
um, uh, if it's gonna be passed down to her to put to get taken off of her, I feel like Rhea does have the opportunity to put somebody else over and give somebody else a shot. So at this point, even though, like I said, she has her own motion without the title, now she should be able to like put somebody else over because she's so high already.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I'm not ashamed to say it. I actually kind of want EO to win again, because I want to see this. I want to see how far WWE is gonna push this undefeated streak against Rhea. Are they gonna keep it going? Is she finally gonna lose? So this is still another uncertainty regarding the Women's World Championship. And you still gotta throw in the possibility that WWE might screw this all up and have Naomi cash in on that match instead. That there's always a chance of them screwing this whole plan up with the big three and going that way. Um, but it's gonna be a good one. Io and Rhea have always put on good matches. Rhea has always worked well with people half her size. She can actually match them speed for speed and power as well, and she sells like nobody's business. Like the rent is due on the first every single time, and she barely made rent by $1. She's That's how good she's been selling. So I'm looking forward to that. It's shaping up because I wonder, is Rhea getting a title shot now? I wonder, is it the Liv Morgan effect? Like the fact that Liv Morgan's out, they gotta find something to do, and this pushed Rhea in a position to possibly win the championship or not. But the fact that Liv is not there, could this be the reason why Rhea's in the championship match?
No,
Could be.
Okay,
Could be.
no,
because there's a lot of things that's happened
Could be.
between Night of
We
Champions
all
and
know
Monday
that
Night Raw,
Liv.
and it has something to do with Liv because it feels
Yeah.
like it feels like everything is, it's almost like they're backing off certain storylines I've noticed, but we get into those a little bit later. But it feels like they're backing off certain storylines that involve, because Liv's not around, so they're making some alternate changes, so to speak. And speaking of alternate changes, this match was a good and fun match. Our guy Karrion Cross um, had a match, ladies and gentlemen. He had a match at PLE, not a main event, not a Monday Night Raw, but in Saudi. And he was basically treated and greeted like a rock star by the fans of Saudi Arabia, which was awesome to see. And I mean, the man was having the time of his life. His wife was loving it. Shout out to Scarlett. But this match between him and Sammy, it was brutal because Cross was trying to get Sammy to tell the truth that, he's a liar, expose your true self, and that's all he was doing. And he took a defeat by Sami Zayn, and yet even after the match, he was still trying to convince Sami to tell the truth. Because as we all know, when Karen Cross could accuse you of being a liar, 9 times out of 10, eventually that's going to come true and expose you for who you truly, truly, truly are. And basically, they didn't stop there because we thought that match was
Mhm.
over, and Karen Cross found Sami Zayn in the back and pretty much whooped his ass with a steel pipe. So this between Karen Cross and Sami Zayn is far, far from over. Which, by the way, I'm actually happy that it's not over because I'm enjoying this feud. This is gonna be something that's gonna be dragged out. So maybe he's fine. Sami Zayn is always the one that takes a long time to crack. So because he's very defiant, he's very like
Right.
naive and stuff like that. So he really carry his values on his sleeve. But I love this feud. And Meeks, what did you think about this feud going on with Sammy and Killer Cross, and what did you think of the match?
I actually liked the match. Like, I feel like they gave it their all, but also at the same time, you ever seen the Loki series?
Yeah.
Karrion Cross is like the Yoki, the Loki of the WWE universe. Like, if you ever notice, he's just
Oh yeah.
he's just speaking things like, and most 9 times out of 10, like you said, he's right. So like, I feel like they need to give Karrion a push. Like Sammy, he didn't really need the win, but also for the storyline, it made sense because they're gonna drag this shit out, and we might even see Sammy turn heel with this. So,
That's
you
true.
know,
John, your thoughts? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I hate that delay.
Uh, another 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 example about how a loss never can put you can pretty much squash you,
Mm-hmm.
because clearly everyone thought once Karrion Cross lost, he was going back to the bottom of the barrel, and clearly he's not.
Mm-mm.
As you showed on the picture just now, he beat Sammy within an inch of his life with that steel pipe, and next thing you know, you have the official started walking away, enjoying their dirty work. So I was happy for Sammy when stays undefeated in Saudi, and then Karrion still shows that he's still in the picture, and he's not going anywhere no time soon. So for one night, for one weekend, we didn't got to talk about is his contract going to get re-signed? His contract is coming up. We just got to enjoy the great performer that Karrion Killer Cross is, and that was what was great about that match, and how good of a worker Sami Zayn is, and that's what was so good about that match, and how this and how this rivalry is far from over, because Cross is going to try to beat the truth out of Sammy whether he likes it or not.
Mm-hmm. And just take it from New Day and the Miz, man. It's like just listen and just let your true self, just let it out, man. Just let it out. Um, but again, I'm loving this feud, and the fact I'm loving that Cross is on TV. So they're listening to us. They might not pretend. They might want to try to pretend they're not listening to us, but damn it, they're listening to us. So we getting Cross every time he sees Amy. I'm like, all right, where's Cross? Where's Cross at? And sure enough, here's Carrion. So the fact that we got a match out of this, and this is far from over. Oh yeah, this is gonna go very, very, very well. Speaking of feuds that isn't over, this one more likely is, and that is the WWE Undisputed Championship match between CM Hustle Loyalty Respect Punk and John Cena. Did this match overdo it? With I feel like ever since WrestleMania 41, WWE has been going out of the way to have these Avenger Endgame type endings to some of these matches. I mean, they did it at WrestleMania with Cena and Cody to an extent, and now they did it at Saudi. You had Seth Rollins come out. You had Penta come out. Braun was there. And for everyone who doesn't know who Braun is, as CM Punk because that's the new name that I'm calling them for Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. They are now known as Braun Braun. But it looked like Cena was gonna, come up short. But then here comes Seth Rollins. I thought, oh, heights of the century, part two. Here we go. And here comes Little Nate, aka the referee was coming down, not as fast as he used to be, but he was still pretty quick. And got
Robinson.
Charles Robinson, aka Little Nate, got steamrolled by John Cena. So pretty much John Cena was, hitting up Seth like, what are you doing? This is not part of the plan. Seth is like, if this ain't about you, John Cena, it is about me. So they had a little interaction. I thought they was about to go. And then at the end of the day, the mission was complete. Seth Rollins basically admitted that his sole purpose of going to Saudi was to screw CM Punk out of another title match, and he was successful as on the 16th
Mhm.
date that was left on his contract on his retirement tour, the franchise player with that smug look on his face walks out of Saudi still the undisputed WWE champion. Minks, how do you feel about this guy still holding on to the gold?
Honestly, like this might be an unpopular opinion. So if y'all want, y'all can get your rude comments out now.
Oh, we don't do that here. Go ahead.
Um, I've never been a John Cena person
Oh,
ever. I've never even been a Punk person. So,
Hmm.
but I've been a Seth Rollins person. So I just think at some point, like now I'm becoming a non Seth Rollins person because I'm like, bro, you hate Roman Reigns so bad, but what you're doing is no goddamn different from what he did.
wake up.
But you know, I like John Cena heel for what it is, and CM Punk. I'm not gonna lie, he been growing on me. He gives the fireest promos ever. Like
Mm-hmm.
like he been putting in the work on his promos, but
Rope
the
team.
whole John Cena thing. I mean, yeah, let's give him his retirement shit, whatever he wants. Who cares? But I'm just curious to see who Seth Rollins actually picks because he said every title is on notice.
Mm-hmm. I mean, since there's no one in here to be rude, I'll just create one. Boom, Minx, your character sucks. Seth Rollins sucks. He's your favorite guy. Boo! I don't have a life. Boo! He sucks, and you're done for believing in him. All right, I'm done.
He's not my favorite per se, but like
You
it,
know, I just
it,
have to create. I just have to create the hate because there's really no hate here. So
so it's mainly like I like John Cena's heel for what it is. CM Punk, he started growing on me with his promos, but it's pretty much all the same thing. I just want it to die already. The whole CM Punk, and I hope the John Cena and CM Punk dies already because I'm already tired of it. Like, give me something else. What else you got, bro?
yeah, I think that was a one-time deal because after what we saw on Monday Night Raw, CM Punk is not done with Seth Rollins. So that's a whole nother story that we're gonna get into. But John, your guy, the other half of Team John John, walked out of yeah, I said Team John John. Don't walked out as WWE champion. Your thoughts? Because I know you got mixed feelings on this.
I did it because obviously these are my guys, man. And like I said, Friday night, I mean, Cena gave us, like I said, Cena, we talked about it last week. Cena said, if you like, well, if you thought what we did the week before was something to see Punkonomics, and then yeah, relax, that man. So
Actually,
the
no,
match,
no go ahead.
the 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 match in a whole, obviously we kind of figured out it was going to probably start slow. Cena did this, Punk did this, Cena did this, Punk did this, And then, like you said, that Avengers ending, where obviously the referee gets knocked out, Punk's calling for a ref, and here comes Seth Rollins, as some people say, keeping the main thing the main thing. His main thing is making sure that CM Punk never wins a world title. And then here comes Sammy. Here comes Penta. And all chaos breaks loose. And clearly CM Punk gets the stomp from Steph, which Seth wanted. But then Cena was like, you know what? I don't trust you. Get out of my ring and take it in.
Mhm.
We didn't get the Cena special as we thought we was going to get. We got part of it because he was going to give Punk the low blow, and he, like you said, he hit him with, as you would say, the Jacob Toretto. He hit him with the Jacob Toretto into the camera. But it was a cool
Mhm.
match. It was a cool ending, and obviously this was probably this ends that feud. Obviously, I don't. That feud will always live in infamy forever for what it did for the business, and I'm glad it's over. But my guy's coming back to the States with the gold, and we'll see him in a couple of weeks when we get to your hometown of San Antonio, Texas.
Shout out to Team John John. Um, damn, that's sticking. I'm sorry, but that's sticking. Team John John is a name
My
now.
mom's been calling.
Uh, so
That's crazy.
yeah, who would have
It's
thought?
insane.
Sometimes I should start selling my marketing
And
brilliance as far as name calling because I'm always coming up with stuff. Um, Especially the first lady, I came up with that one too. But anyway, um, but we thought this was done. Seth Rollins was gloating, and then Gunther comes out to address his match with the 5 Minute Man himself, Bill Goldberg, and basically he was telling everyone that he's gonna squash Goldberg within 3 minutes, which that's a lie because I got five. But if he goes under, hey, I win my parlay because I got 5 minutes or less. Um, but he said, "Oh, 1 minute." Someone said, but yeah, that's not gonna happen.
mhm.
Um, but before he can get his word in edgewise, because he was asking, like, once I beat Goldberg, he's gonna be like, "Who's next?" And this man comes out once again with a tricked out briefcase, which I actually am jealous of because that briefcase was nice. That was black and gold. I'm feeling that briefcase. He finally ditched that green Sprite starry colored soda lemon lime colored briefcase and got a one that fits his attire because now they're all dressing the same color.
JoJo.
So JoJo, she's in here one way or another. So shout out to JoJo. Go follow Miss JoJo on Twitter, not on Twitter, but on Instagram and TikTok, especially TikTok. Thank me later. Um, but yeah, anywho, this man comes out and says that he pretty much gloated that he was only there to screw CM Punk, but he also sent a little warning shot in a way to Gunther that he might be coming for him before CM Punk shows up, runs him off, and we thought that was it. And then the one and only L.A. Knight, yeah, pulls up and
Yeah.
pretty much whoops Seth Rollins ass at the concession stand in the back. I would love to be that high up and be in a hallway when those fights go down just to be on TV. But anywho,
I agree.
um, what did you think of that segment, Minx, with Rollins, Gunther, CM Punk, and LA Knight? Because that was a whole lot going on.
That was a whole lot. I feel like LA Knight, even though like he's been losing a lot of shit, like he's still going after it. For his like what's the word I'm looking for? Persistency.
Hmm.
Like he don't give a shit. He's gonna get it some way or somehow. So I give him like grade A+ for his consistency. But like on the Seth Rollins tip, I did like his briefcase. His briefcase looks hard as fuck though. Like it looks classy, but then it looks like it's just like a boss ass briefcase. Like
Right?
it looks dope. Like Of course, it does. It's not better than the Puerto Rican Papi Damian Priest's briefcase, but whatever.
Oh, FYI, yes, she is very, 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 very high on Damian Priest. Yes, it's a rare.
I know. I know.
Lena has a friend in need because Lena loves her Terror Twins. Um, so this is awesome because Nessa, she's Dominic Mysterio's stalker. We got JoJo, who's Jey Uso's stalker, and now we have Mings, who will also be in front of Damian Priest's house, like um, Michael Myers staring outside his window. So it's cool that everyone has their, peoples that they will fall to the ends of the earth. I have a few, but don't judge me. Yep, right there. Love her turret twins. Puerto Rican Poppy. Mm, mm, mm. Yep, just want to give you a little shot. Yeet. See, all the stalker. I mean, ladies are coming out. Supporting their dudes. Dom is probably.
Hey, yo!
Is that a hot sauce?
All
Anyway.
That's hilarious. Oh, that's funny. You said all the stalkers. That's funny.
No, I said all the ladies.
No, you said all the stalkers first.
Yeah, don't. Hey. I dare one of you women to tell me I'm lying.
You're not.
Thank you.
I mean, on my part, I would like.
Oh, I can speak for the others.
Damian Priest I think was supposed to come out here for like some vodka shit, and I'm like, bro, somebody better have a bail money because once he gives me a hug, I'm not letting go. I'm getting arrested.
What? Hey, you know what? I mean, we gotta start a GoFundMe for S4U Wrestling to take care of our peoples, because you can just add another one to the most wanted list. Hey, no, we do not. No,
Oh boy.
no,
No, we don't. No, we don't.
no,
No, we don't.
no, no.
Wow.
That is strike
How
one.
about no?
That is strike one. The,
Okay, on
no. Someone's trying to get fired. But anyway, go ahead.
So on the Bill Goldberg, I'm still confused on why the hell we bringing this fool back.
His retirement match. He wants one more.
But who cares? Like, dude, go back to the 50s. Sorry. Whenever the hell he was in WWE, I never really. Okay, I'm being sarcastic, obviously.
I know
But
what you saying, but that's fun. That's just hilarious thing.
like, I don't want to see him on my screen.
Oh, my man, I hope you're not watching.
Y'all already know I am not the biggest Gunther fan. I hate Gunther to the end of the earth. But I hope Gunther whips his ass like a redheaded stepchild, like a kid that's not yours that you hate. Like, I hope he whips his ass. Like, I hope he whips his ass like, you know how when the elote guy passes by the street and you have to grab whatever shoes? Like, I hope he whips his ass that fast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep. Ice cream truck on a summer day. Hell,
Yeah.
motherfucking yeah.
Yeah. And then I hope, honestly, after he finishes, like, dog walking his ass, I hope, like, somebody takes it off of Gunther. I don't like Gunther, but for this one, I want Gunther to win, whip his ass, move on, and somebody whip Gunther's ass. Like, that's just how I want it to go.
I mean, obviously he's beating Goldberg because ain't no way in hell they're gonna Vince McMahon book this into Goldberg winning the World Heavyweight Championship just for him to retire with it, just for them to have some type of tournament or something to crown a new champ. They're not gonna do that. I know for a fact they're not gonna do that. Goldberg's gonna go in here, he's gonna throw caution to the wind and probably fart at the same time because every bump he takes, he's probably gonna hear that. Burp. But just don't kill him, Gunther. Go easy on the chops. I was joking about that before, but seriously, the man chops hard. We don't need anything happening in the ring where you have to scrape this man out the mat with a spatula. Um, but I guarantee you, they're gonna go out of their way to make us think this man's gonna win.
Yeah, they are. Like, of course we know Goldberg is not gonna win, but
It's not realistic.
I hope
Come
I
on,
hope Gunther like really pulls out all the stops, chops his ass in half. Like I hope he like no offense, because I do know wrestlers get injured. I'm not wishing no injury on nobody, but I
But
hope he can't walk after Gunther gets done with them.
I mean, the man said it himself. He can care less how he feels the night after.
Who?
He,
Which one?
Goldberg said he does not care how he feels the night after. So he's gonna abandon all hope in this last match in his hometown of Atlanta on Saturday night's main event. By the way, they might.
Let's call a spade a spade. Nobody ever loses a title on main event.
Oh, obviously, no one does. Not one person.
So that title ain't getting dropped. If it's main event, nobody ever loses their title on main event.
This is true. Goldberg's not walking out Saturday night's main event in one piece. Gunther's gonna
That's
leave
true.
his chest chopped red and his legacy cracked. The ring journal shows no mercy. This is true. Greg needs Goldberg to win. Why? I gotta hear his reason. Why? You got a bet going on or something? Like why you want this man to win the championship? Are you here for the chaos and the crash house? Because trust me, Nessa, John, and whoever's gonna be with us on Saturday night's main event, if that man wins, expect a Saturday night chaos crash. And we want the smoke. So, but yeah, that's gonna be a crazy.
It's gonna be crazy.
Exactly. Oh, but hey, Minx, if you're not busy, you can pull up for Saturday night main event. We're gonna do a watch long for that. So
When is it?
July 12th.
This weekend?
July 12th. This week is the
Next
4th of
Saturday.
July.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Wait, what? You're confusing me.
Yeah, 12 next Saturday.
No, I'm not. I literally just said July 12th.
Oh yeah, I'm down. You know, I don't even know. Like I can't remember the dates because I've been missing work on purpose because I've been sick. So I don't know what day it is.
All right. Well, there's a lot of people either missing work or quitting their jobs. Shout out to everybody who quit their jobs. We love y'all. But yeah, speaking of getting the job done, I believe this is a Liv Morgan effect, and that is the Judgment Day are once again tag team champions. No help. They did it on their own. There was no Roxanne. There was no well, obviously there's no Carlito. There was no Raquel. They literally did this match on their own, and Lord Farquaad and Demon Balor, aka Man
Dom.
Panties, if you ask Dora, and Dom was nowhere to be found. So
I hear that one more time.
what? Dom nowhere to be found? Why you ain't no Dom?
No, man panties.
Oh yeah, that's
Pause.
not going away.
No, I ain't no dumb. You said those.
Oh yeah,
Damn
but
you, Dora.
free the demon
And you too, Esther.
and shout out to Dora.
Gonna pop up in a minute too.
Yeah, definitely Faith.
Yo,
But-
freeing the demon hashtag man panties is a wild statement. That's a wild statement.
Not by me because I don't really care because I don't. It's not my pedal. But yeah,
I don't
Judgment
care,
Day.
but that's a wild. That's a wild
Judgment Day
statement.
was the gold. And he went to the back. Dominic's there. And he's like, he did the phrase again, like, see, if you listen to Finn, we win. So JD has the championship. Finn Balor has the championship. Dominic Mysterio has the championship, and they all had their fireworks celebration, which was cool as hell. I'm not gonna lie, that was dope. All the Judgment Day has gold, and now including Roxanne Perez, because due to Liv Morgan not being around, Finn Balor snaked his way into convincing Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce to allow Roxanne Perez to basically do the Naomi route and have her fill in and become World Tag Team Champions. So now, within 3 months of her arrival, she is now one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, aka the Tejanas, and they will defend those Tag Team Championships at Evolution against a team from Raw, a team from SmackDown, and a team from NXT. Minx, I'm gonna start with you. Who do you have from teams NXT?
Honestly, I don't even know. There's so much good talent on NXT. It's hard to even pick two. Like, because they could just be individual superstars and then want to throw them in as a tag team. So it's really hard to say. I mean, I would have said Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, but one of them is released. This would have been perfect for This would have been perfect for them. I'm so mad. Like, so at this point, I have no picks, but I'm pretty sure maybe Zarya and Sol Ruka.
Yeah. Anybody you predicted from SmackDown?
Who's the tag team for SmackDown? I can't even remember.
They got the secret Hervis of Isla Dawn and
Yeah.
Piper Niven. That's one. They can throw a team together with Charlotte and Alexa because they've been somewhat doing that. Damn, that's not really that many female tag teams they can put
That's
together
what I'm
over there.
saying. Like, we don't really have tag. Does SmackDown even have women's tag team?
Oh, B-Fab and Michin.
B-Fab.
You can throw them in there as the SmackDown team.
What up, Chuck?
Chuck. My
Man,
name is Chuck Jordan.
Building.
There's a lot of main events going around.
For SmackDown, I have no idea. I think maybe like yeah, B-Fab and Michin.
And who would be your tag team from Monday Night Raw?
Man, I don't know. On Raw, there's too many. And like I said, with individual women wrestlers, they can just pick two and decide to make them a tag team.
I wouldn't mind seeing the Dungeon Dolls of Natalia and Maxine Dupree get some TV time and be put in that match. I mean, you still have, for now, they can put in the Kabuki Warriors, throw them in there.
Back, definitely.
Shoosh. I mean, where's the tag team division for the women at? I mean, you got rid of Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. That's a tag team right there they could have had for this. That's one right there you could have easily had, but so I don't know what it would have to be the Dungeon Dolls to Smack for Raw, Michin and B-Fab for SmackDown, or the Secret Hervis. But since Raquel and Roxanne are heels, I would probably throw in the Hervis and have. Damn, I do want to see Michin and B-Fab. At NXT, I'm with y'all. Zarya and Sol Ruka is the most, basically the only tag team really in NXT, unless you want to throw in Tatum Paxley and Easy Dane. They've been kind of cooking a little bit as of Tuesday night. John,
a little bit, but the best for business choice would be Zarya and Sol Ruka.
I agree. Get Zarya some main event roster.
Yep.
Go ahead, John.
I'm going Raw. I'm going on Dungeon Dolls. Go with. Okay. Raw, I'm gonna go with Natty and Maxine Dupree. For SmackDown, I'm gonna go Secret Hervis. And for NXT, I'll go Zaruka. Although I'm intrigued by this Izzy Dame Tatum Paxley union in the culling, especially after Izzy got the pin on Sol Ruka last night. So, and that's something you got to keep an eye on going into Great America. We'll talk next week about the Bash. Does Izzy Dame get a shot now at the North American title? But I want to see. Sure. I would definitely want to see. I think that'll be the three teams because obviously you get two faces. You got two faces and two heels. So give me Dungeon Dolls, Secret Hervis, Zaruka against the Tahanas, and I'll save my pick for next week, boss.
All right. I have a question though. What are the odds that the team for Raw is the team?
Did the fans turn the match?
Huh?
Do you think the fans trying to turn the Judgment Day face? Because they was really cheering for JD McDonough on Monday.
Because no one likes the New Day. The New Day sucked with the championships. Their reign was horrible. So somebody had to get cheered, and of course it's going to be the Judgment Day. And like I said, I think due to the Liv Morgan effect, plans have changed, and now as of right now, the Judgment Day is one big unit. So I think that's because Liv Morgan's out of the picture. If Liv Morgan was there, we would have gotten Liv Morgan and Dom and Roxanne and Finn Balor feud starting. So ain't no telling how Evolution would have turned out. So I think that because of that, they prolonging it. So ain't no telling when Dom's going to get turned on at the moment, because it didn't even look like Dom and Finn were actually butting heads anymore. It's like everyone's one big family, showing off their championships, celebrating the fireworks. So that's what I think about them. I actually lost my train of thought of what I was gonna say earlier. My question. What are the odds that the Raw team is going to be the one tag team that nobody wants to see? And that is, what if they bring in the Bella Twins?
Oh, hell no. I will boycott WWE for the next 2 years.
Yeah. Do not use our name for the comments, admin. Use your own.
Admin.
So we're not doing that.
Be professional.
Anyway, I'm just throwing out the theory because they were scheduled to be a part of Evolution, so ain't no telling if they're gonna still have them a part of Evolution, or they just scrapped it. They're gonna have them show up later, because eventually we are gonna get the Bella Twins against Raquel, and now Roxanne for the tag team championships at some point. So what if they're the Bella Twins? I mean, what the Bella Twins are that Raw tag team?
Sidetrack, because now that you said the Bella Twins, which
he does on maternity leave, Lena.
Who moved my brain to something else. I saw a post today by AJ Lee trying on her high top chucks.
Don't do that.
I'll send you the post, dude.
No, don't do that. Don't get these people in here, get their hopes up of an AJ Lee return, because who's she gonna team with?
I mean, I'm just saying, Evolution is coming up. She might just be doing it for nostalgia. Nobody get excited. But you all know the fans still want her to come back.
Oh yeah, I definitely want her to come back. I've been wanting that for a
Everybody wants
while.
to see it.
I mean, that's the one thing I love about Evolution because everyone in the IWC is coming up with their like predictions. Everyone's predicting Paige is gonna make a return there, and she's already took to Twitter or social media and was like, "Nope, I love WWE, but I have not talked to them." Now that could be a kayfabe smoke and mirror, or maybe just maybe she really hasn't talked to anybody. And she's just enjoying her time away from wrestling. So there's gonna be a whole lot of speculation of who's coming, who's returning, who's staying. So if in fact she's trying on those Chuck Taylors, there's no, I mean, there's no guarantee she's gonna wrestle. But hey, maybe throw in a segment or two in there and let that segment be against Roxanne, because that'd be kind of cool.
Yes.
you know, seeing AJ Jr. versus the actual AJ. Because
Even having AJ come in as like a manager
nah.
or somewhere along the line. That's like, I don't get my hopes up for nobody, but like it's nice to know that it's a possibility in my own head, you know?
Oh yeah, it's always a possibility. Edge coming back after 10 years, pretty much was like, hey, you just never know.
Yeah.
you just never know. So, but I mean, she had concussions and injuries, so it's like, do she even want to do that? Do she have her own personal grudges still against the company, or is this one of those she's just happy and just want to be, left alone with Larry?
Yeah.
Who knows? But you never say never. But when people get that bug of trying to figure it out, it's like they're trying to get these bookings, and like we don't know how her health is. So
Yeah.
but Phil always lets her know how the world feels about AJ, so she knows everyone wants her back. So shit, Paige came back one time, so I would not be surprised. Yeah. So pretty much Judgment Day, Roxanne's now champ. So this is gonna be an interesting feud going forward. Speaking of tag teams, we had the team of Braun versus Penta and a banged up Sami Zayn. That match killed. I loved it. Once again, I will say it always. Braun Breaker is a genetic freak. That height he gets from the ring apron to the announcer's table with ease, it's like I haven't seen no one else do that. And I'm always afraid he's gonna break a knee or break an ankle or a leg jumping from there to there, because man, the dude has so much velocity. But they won the match. It was a good match. Sammy got hit with the spear. They wasn't done. They was jumping both of them, and pretty much was saved by the returning main event himself, Jey Uso. So pretty much he's gonna be involving himself in this Seth Rollins business.
Yeah.
Is this a wise move, Minx, for Jey Uso to get involved with everything that Seth Rollins got going on right now, seeing that he's no longer the World Heavyweight Champion?
Well, yeah, because they're one person short. Remember, everything in WWE is a numbers game.
Mm-hmm.
Seth got the numbers right now. Penta, Sammy do not. They need Jay if they're going to even start a feud. But that would be kind of weird because Seth is starting feuds everywhere. So I'm a little confused at how they're going to approach this in the right way, because Seth is after everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for what it was, Sammy stood tall. He never gave up, even though he was in pain. Like, he took all of that, was still managed. Freaking Penta too. Like, I just feel like, as you say, Braun, they're just too damn strong. Like, them two. By the way, did anybody notice? You guys are familiar with What Do You Want to Talk About, Cody's podcast, right?
Right.
Did you see the clips with KO when he was like saying why the hell is Braun Breaker that
Yes.
orange? You ever
Yeah.
notice he toned down the orange he toned down the orange on Friday. He did. So it's definitely a setup for like another storyline that's gonna involve Jey Uso, which he's not a title holder right now. And I guess it makes sense for them to throw him in this instead of just having him wandering like sorry, Jimmy Uso.
Yeah, I mean, Dalton brought up a good point that they're trying to set up a tag, 6-man tag, but you gotta throw LA Knight in there because LA Knight has unfinished business with Seth Rollins, and he's gonna stop at nothing to break even with Seth Rollins. And they already announced that on Saturday night's main event is gonna be Seth Rollins versus LA Knight. So, yeah, I mean, you got Penta,
Yeah.
Sammy, CM Punk, and LA Knight, and now you throw in Jey Uso. That's like 5 guys that Seth Rollins has pissed off. So,
But you're also forgetting that Seth Rollins said no. Paul Heyman said that Seth Rollins was catching a plane
oh yeah, yep,
to make sure. So that means they're gonna add a fourth member. So that means LA Knight can really play into this. And it could turn into an 8-man,
yeah.
which they can drag this along to Survivor Series if they wanted to.
They could, because a certain tribal chief has unfinished business with Seth Rollins.
Yep.
So you throw him into the mix, and who is Paul Heyman going to add now to Death Row to Nessa's Death Row? Who are they going to add? Because I mean, there's Grayson Waller. Who's on SmackDown that's not really? Will it be Carmelo? Well,
Hell no, it ain't gonna be Carmelo. Every time I'm trying to be for Carmelo, he never wins, so I gave up.
are they bringing people from NXT? It's like who are they getting on the plane? Because they're already in the states. So who is Seth Rollins getting on the plane to go see? I mean, that remains to be seen. But yeah, I mean, Roman Reigns is probably gonna fit into this because they already made.
I think it's Ethan Page.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I can see that all ego, and I mean, my theory still holds out that this whole Seth Rollins group thing is somehow connected to The Rock. I don't know how. I can't prove it right now, but that is still my theory that they're somehow connected to The Rock. And correct me if I'm wrong, John. It wasn't Ethan Page trying to be buddy with The Rock when they was back in January in NXT that he wanted to be, cool with the head of TKO. So
Over there.
Yeah.
So if he shows up
That's
as part of this group,
we were there that night.
if he shows up part of this group, I'm telling you, somehow Dwayne has his hand on everything from the WWE Championship to the World Heavyweight Championship. It's like I still believe the final boss is the end all be all in all this. So, but
I see it like this: he beats them.
Yep, Nessa, he did. He said, "Get your sweet ass up out of here." Man, he liked it. He liked it too. He was like Mikey eating life cereal. He's like he liked that smack man. He's like, oh man, that was hilarious. I'm never gonna forget that. And the man was rubbing it in. Pause. Whew, sorry. He was bragging about that too. Hey, don't look at me like he was bragging about it. And I'm like, what kind of man brags about his ass getting slapped by another man? But anyway, that dude is definitely for that. I mean, he was walking around getting his ass smacked, and he was happy about it, like he was some type of
I forgot.
But it is what it is. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened on Raw. Pretty much it's been a chaotic 2 days, 3 days from Night of Champions to Monday Night Raw. So I'm anxious to see when we get Roman Reigns back. What's next with Seth Rollins? Will LA Knight finally get his hands on Seth Rollins? Will CM Punk interfere in this because he told LA Knight, I don't care who you go after, Seth Rollins is mine. He's like, so get the back of the line. He was like, well, I got a match on Saturday, so that means that line is me. Yeah. So that dynamic, and of course, once again, I'll keep repeating it till the cows come home. Roman Reigns is due to come back, and he's due to come back in a major way with a different character change. So I'm anxious to see what rendition of Roman Reigns we're getting this year. I think it's gonna be a combination of the Big Dog and Tribal Chief. I think they finally are at the point where everyone can love the Big Dog, which he should have been loved the first go around, but they're gonna have that Tribal Chief attitude to it. So that's my theory on that, but we shall see. But now we're gonna go ahead and get to one of my favorite segments of the night, and that is this what we doing? Because this is where we call out stuff that we see on social media, or we see a wrestler do that makes no sense, or the IWC crashes out for no particular reason, just to be dumbasses. So we like to call them out and ask them, "Hey, is this what we're doing?" So we're gonna do a round table. We're gonna go around the room. We each gonna have something that whoever want to call out if we have anyone. So, John, once again, I'm gonna have you kick off with this is what we're doing because everything you're about to talk about ties into the same thing. So basically, you're gonna have one. This is what we're doing. So you got 2 minutes to speak your piece and talk your wish.
All right. So this is what we're doing. I'm getting sick of the IWC right now. I'm sick of this whole pushing narratives thing. It seems like we're getting a lot of this pushing narratives with the IWC. Obviously, we brought up earlier what happened with Jade and Saudi, the fans booing her, and she went and told the fans, "Go boo your mama." Then we have what happened not this past Friday night in Saudi, but the Friday night before they went to Saudi with Tiffany Stratton and a fan.
Oh.
Tiffany Stratton's walking. Tiffany Stratton's walking on her. You just keeping your belt warm for Naomi. Tiffany Stratton walks up to him and say, "Watch your mouth, boy." Now Tiffany Stratton's a racist. Now let me be clear. You should never call another grown man a boy, especially not a black man. But no, she's not racist. It was real irresponsible for what she said. But let's not go ahead and put her with the MAGA. Let's not make her a MAGA. Let's not make Tiffany time MAGA time, please.
Okay. All right. Let me chime in before I, hand it off to Minx. The way I see it, because I've been called this multiple times by different types of people, I didn't see it as a racist thing because of simple fact. I can speak from experience when I say this. Some women do call men boys. Over my lifetime, I have been called a boy by women. That whether it's the managers or the homegirls or whatever, and I just hate it. Period. I just hate being called a boy because to me that's like a demoralizing type of thing. And I don't play that because I'm not gonna call a grown woman a little girl disrespectfully like that. So I would not want to be called a boy. That's how I took it. I took it as Tiffany be on her grown woman shit. and she pretty much told him to, settle down, boy.
That's all.
And it just so happened, coincidentally, all the time, it had to been someone of color. So now everyone's painting that narrative that she's a racist. We don't know that. Everyone's call each other boy all the time, and I hate it anyway. Even if another male calls a dude boy, that's disrespectful in its own right. So it was still disrespectful for her to call her that, but in that sense of being an internet fan, I get it. A wrestling fan, I get it. Did it look right based off of color? No, but I'm not gonna raise an eyebrow. People always quick to jump to the racial thing. Like, oh, she said boy, racist. That doesn't mean that she's racist. So that's. Do we not remember what Tessa Blanchard did? Now that's racist. That's nothing. The same thing happened. The uproar happened with Seth Rollins when he got attacked by a fan, and he was like, he said, "Boy, that's just how he talks. These people are from Iowa. We don't know where Tiffany Stratton's from. That lingo is just boy. Period. I seen white people call another white person boy. So I guarantee you, if that was a white guy, she still would have called him boy. So that's just cool it with the uproar, the unnecessary uproar. Minx, do you have anyone you want to call out and ask? Is this what we're doing?
Yes, the IWC. Is this what we're doing?
Uh
Y'all
oh.
keep make up your fucking minds on these superstars. Y'all wanted to push for Jade. Y'all get it. Y'all not happy. Y'all wanted to push for Jay Uso. They did it. You're not happy. I don't understand.
Yeah, me neither. And you know what? Since we're on this IWC train, John, are you gonna address the other elephant in the room, or you want me to go for it?
You can't get me on him.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes, I am.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Whenever you're ready, dog.
Yeah, go ahead. So, I'm gonna set it up for you because I
Let me
really
say
got
this
nothing.
to our IWC.
So, there's been a
So
little.
let me be clear.
Go ahead.
Oh man, I love people in IWC, but I think there's certain narratives that we need to stop pushing. And I'm gonna let Trell finish it off, and then I'll come back when he's finished. But this one narrative has been being pushed for the last few weeks, and I'm getting sick of it. And I'll explain why when Trell explains what it is.
Right. So, there's been this whole notion of people basically wanting Pat McAfee out of WWE because they prefer Corey Graves over Pat McAfee. There's a lot of people who were whining, bitching, and moaning and crying that Corey Graves got sent to NXT for Pat McAfee. So Pat McAfee has been pretty much getting burnt out because on top of being a commentator on Raw, he has his own business. He does the Pat McAfee show. He does other stuff for ESPN. The dude is everywhere. He's a father, so a young father at that. So yeah, the man has been, burnt out on a lot of things. Corey Graves, Michael Cole, Wade Barrett, Joe Tessitore, they don't really have that many jobs outside of WWE to conflict with anything that they're doing. So they have all the free time in the world. Pat McAfee does not. The dude's a hustler. He's about his money. He's about his bread. And he built his empire for himself, his team, and his family. So there's been people, asking, who would you rather want to listen to? And it's like, we get it. Corey Graves, from a wrestler standpoint, gives good analogy. Pat McAfee is a national treasure. The man is funny. I get it. People want this heel dynamic, Michael Cole, babyface commentator, Corey Graves. They make a good team. They always have. But the dynamic between Michael Cole and Pat McAfee made Monday Night Raw right now the way it was, because they kind of remind me of the old school Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler. You have the guy that calls the matches, then you have the funny guy next to him that balances out. So this whole notion of people coming against Pat McAfee, and it's like, I get it. He's not really an outsider because he's paid his dues at NXT. He was announced at NXT, turned wrestler, came to the main roster, did a few matches on the main roster, and he's an announcer. Dude's great at his job, and people love him for it. But yeah, this is stupid. This is really stupid. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I'm not understanding. Like, look, like you just said, Corey Graves is a great announcer. He's paid his dues. Obviously, again, called up the Raw. Now he was doing play-by-play for me. He still does play, and obviously he's back in NXT. We was there that night at New Year's Eve when he made his return to NXT because obviously he was still feeling some type of way that Netflix preferred to having Pat McAfee on Raw with Michael Cole as opposed to him. And let's be clear, on there, I wouldn't mind that because I think that dynamic would be cool because it's like it'd be an inside the NBA dynamic. Like Michael Cole is pretty much being Ernie Johnson and trying to play the parent between Shaq and Barkley. Us choosing having to make a choice whether it be Corey Graves or Pat McAfee. Style is supposed to be the same, and what makes Pat McAfee different is he is going to be unpredictable. He gives you that Charles Barkley type of vibe because you don't know what he's going to say and what he's going to do. When we was at Cosmite Elimination Chamber. Sorry, Nessa, cover your ears. During the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn unsanctioned match, what did he say? Sami Zayn throws a trash can at KO, and he was like, he just hit him with Dominic Mysterio, and nobody would have thought. I don't think Corey Graves would have thought about that. Their styles are different. Pat is a little unfiltered, and he's gonna go off the cuff. Corey Graves, he's gonna study. He's gonna be in the film room. He's gonna have notes. And he's gonna be the ultimate professional. But let's stop say you gotta act like this guy or that guy. That's not cool. Eventually, Pat McAfee's schedule is going to slow down because we are getting in the football season. He's going to have to be on game day. He's going to have to be doing some NFL stuff. So eventually Corey Graves is going to probably have to slide back in there eventually. But Netflix knew that when they hired Pat McAfee, and I think they're going to make it work. So let's stop making it this guy or that guy. Just like both styles, and be grateful we're getting good analysis on television. And salute to Michael Cole for being able to balance no matter who is his commentating partner.
Yeah, I agree. Just get a life, man. Like seriously. And again, I said it before, and I'm gonna keep saying it again. Quit being that dweeb. Don't be that dweeb that just go in there and just complain about stuff. Just let it be. Leave Pat McAfee alone. Don't be this guy. Just don't be this guy.
Yeah.
You know, wishing death on families, people's families. Is like, come on. Don't be this guy, and stay away from schools. But anyway, and also my favorite segment of the day. We're going to fall into what we like to call We Acknowledge, is where we show love, support, gratitude, celebrations, whatever you want to call it, to everyone that's either in the IWC, one of our peers, or wrestler, legend, if not. So this one, Minx, since you are a guest, do you have anyone that you would like to share that you want to acknowledge?
Yeah. Obviously not a peer, but a couple wrestlers. Shout out to Dom Mysterio. He done grew on me. I used to hate his face. He grew on me. Love him now. Shout out to the Puerto Rican Papi, the only Puerto Rican Papi ever. Shout out to Jay Uso. Shout out to Ethan Page. Shout out to Roman Reigns. But no shout out to The Rock, because I don't like you.
Wait, Ethan Page, explain that one.
I like Ethan Page. I think I like Ethan Page because he reminds me of he's like an evil Clark Kent. To me, it's weird.
Old Angel
Mm,
wasn't watching.
okay. All right. An evil Clark Kent. Kind of see that. I kind of see that. Yeah. An evil Canadian Clark Kent.
Yeah.
That's dope. John, who you calling now? Because I know you got a special acknowledgement for today's show.
Yes. I tweeted it out earlier from our account. Today was the birthday of one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Obviously, a living legend, and probably the person who was the first person that got me into. That was one of my first favorite wrestlers. Nick, if you're watching, I'm sorry, bro. And it's not a coincidence that I got on this shirt. It's Survivor Series 1996, and it is Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And today is the 68th birthday of the excellence of execution, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. One of my favorites, arguably to me, one of the greatest technical wrestlers of all time, in Bret the Hitman Hart. Growing up, when I got into wrestling, probably about 8 or 9 years, about 9 years old, Bret Hart was one of the first images I seen watching when I grew up watching Saturday Morning Superstars or watching Monday Night Raw. It was Bret Hart. He was the WWF champion, and obviously he was the first pay-per-view I saw. SummerSlam '94, Chicago, United Center. Him versus Owen Hart in a steel cage with the entire Hart family ringside. A family divided because Jimmy Anvil Neidhart was siding with Owen. All the rest of the Hart brothers and the late great British Bulldogs sided with Bret. You had Stu and Helen Hart, and obviously their complexity and their two sons having to be in this match. But Bret, it was like growing up, were you a Bret guy? Were you a Shawn guy? And I love both. And I always will say Shawn Michaels to me, pound for pound, is one of the greatest performers of all time. But I grew up a Bret guy, and I wanted Bret to know that you got me into wrestling, and I want to wish you a happy birthday. Hope you had a healthy birthday. The congratulations on getting Hall of Fame this year for the third time for your match with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Happy birthday, Bret.
All right, happy birthday to the excellence of execution himself. I was a Bret Hart fan, but once they started pushing Shawn Michaels, I was definitely a Shawn Michaels guy. Um, so my special acknowledgement is bloodline related. Um, John, have you figured out what happened 3 years ago, um, June 30th or July 1st, around that time?
What?
So, 3 years ago, a certain undefeated streak came to an end um, in Paris, and that was the
Hmm.
1,294 reign of Roman Reigns being undefeated, snapped at the hands of Jey Uso in that tag team match with the Usos versus Solo and Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank. Because prior to that match, Roman Reigns has not been pinned
Bloodline Civil War.
nor submitted since December of 2019. So 4 years later, I would say over 3.5 years later, in 2023, Jey Uso was the first man to put a pinfall loss on Roman Reigns. So that came across my timeline. I think yesterday. There was the anniversary, basically playing the seeds for the main event Jey Uso that we know and love now, by having him being the first man to put a loss on Roman Reigns. Sorry, Faith, that was in England. You're right, my bad. Yeah, I knew it was in Europe. It was the O2 Arena, if I'm not mistaken.
Like it
Uh,
was the O2. It was an O2. It was at the O2 Arena. It was in London.
But I just want to show Jey Uso some love because who would have thought 2 years later after that he was winning the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. So that pretty much solidified him being as the guy that Roman Reigns basically groomed for 4 years since the pandemic, and to see this happen and knowing that this is like the anniversary of that, that was a cool moment because they put Jey Uso on the map, and people at that time ironically wanted Jey Uso to be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns and become champion. But 2 years later, he becomes champion. And to Meeks' point, they turned on him like a bag of rocks. So it's like they gave you what you wanted, and just like a baby, you get the toy, you finally want it, you don't want it, and see someone else with it, and now you want it again. So, but yeah, so shout out to main event Jey Uso on that monumentous occasion. WrestleFade Malo Lava Uso, Jey Uso grown by leaps and bounds. I am so proud of his growth and cannot wait for his continued growth as well as exactly because that Uso reunion, I've been hearing it. It's gonna happen. But when it does, hey, I'm all for it. So ain't got to worry about them versus the New Day feud because they're no longer tag team champions. So whenever the Usos come back, it's probably gonna be against the Tongans. So we might wind up having this bloodline thing happen sooner or later. So it always comes back full circle with the family. So, but that is it for us. Minx, once again, appreciate your punk ass showing up and chilling with the Cali boys. You're always welcome. It's always good to put a smile on your face when you're having those
Yes,
bad
yes,
days.
yes.
So it's good to have you here. Shout out to JoJo who couldn't be here, but she will be back soon. Shout out to the admin who, even though she's not doing nothing, she's still trying to cause chaos on her own show. So shout out to her. She is very, very, very appreciated. So we're gonna go up and get out of here. I will be back tomorrow with Dale for the Best in the World podcast. John, are you coming back Friday for the Sports Review, or y'all gonna take that Friday off for 4th of July?
Friday. We will have a sports review on Friday,
Oh,
and it's going to be crazy.
Sports Review Friday, and the return of the LA Takeover. Our girl Nessa will be back in live and direct on the West Coast. She will be back and possibly on the show. Who knows? Stay tuned. That's up for John to announce because that is his show. But on behalf of Minx, on behalf of John, on behalf of me, of the Sports View Wrestling Podcast, y'all enjoy y'all 4th of July weekend. Stay safe, stay responsible, and
Safe.
watch your six because they out there. So, but we out here. We out of here. We'll see y'all. Deuces. Ooses.